Let's install this. Get this in there real quick. And it goes right in here. And like, it's probably the first thing that disappears on a lot of these bikes when people start working on them, but I want to put it back. Let's take a look at this. So here's the new sprocket. A little bit different. Same amount of teeth, 13 teeth. This one has holes in it. Not a big deal, just makes it a little bit lighter. But we don't care about light. So you can see how hooked those teeth are and what they're supposed to look like. So if I'm gonna put a new chain and rear sprocket on, gotta change the front sprocket. So I just want to give you guys an idea. This is what a worn sprocket looks like, and that's what you want to change out. Got a couple more things in. I got this in, chain guide, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with 3D printing, but you can see that this isn't molded. This is 3D printed. I got it on eBay. I mean, it looks like the same kind of plastic. It was pretty cheap, but we'll see if it holds up. Yeah, it's definitely 3D printed. That wasn't molded. But I figured I'd point that out to you guys. So I got that in. I got the chain. I'm gonna put this stuff on now. There's the master link. Let's see, what else did I have? Got the sprocket. Doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna throw this stuff on now. Oh, we can see a problem already. Look down there. You can see that that chain guide is not lining up with the sprocket. So clearly it's bent. So I have to figure out how to straighten that out. Yeah, that looks much better. I think we're good to go there. Alright, the O-ring chain, you can see, put the O-rings on there. A couple of O-rings and the master link. Master link is on. All right, we got a nice brake pedal now. So when you're bleeding brakes, what you want to do is you want to open the bleeder, push the pedal down, shut the bleeder, let the pedal come up. Open the bleeder, press the pedal down, shut the bleeder. You want to do that until you start seeing brake fluid come out. Once you start seeing brake fluid come out, you want to pump the pedal until it's nice and firm, hold it, open the bleeder until the pedal goes all the way down, shut the bleeder, repeat. You repeat it until you have a solid pedal. You can see now that this brake pedal is about as solid as it gets now. It's barely moving to work. That is perfect. All right, brakes adjusted. Chain is adjusted. Next is to put the wheels on. Back in the shop. It's been about a week. I started reassembling the rear axle. And when I got to this point, I was rotating it and it kept binding up. And I couldn't understand. I was trying to figure out why. And the conclusion I came to is the brake disc. I don't know if you can see it. I know I videoed me taking all this off and everything and going through that, but I must have deleted it or something, or I didn't record. So this is bent, and as you can see, no good. So I had to order a new one, and I got it in the mail a day or two ago. Let's walk over to the bench and I'll show it to you. This bike is becoming quite the money pit. Every turn around, I gotta buy something new for it. So here it is. I think this was like 45 bucks or something like that. Got it on eBay. Looks to me like it's probably Chinese made. But it'll grab, it'll stop, and it isn't bent. So I'm gonna go throw this on now and put the other wheel back on, put the brake caliper back on, and button it all up. And I'll set you up in the stand so you guys can watch. I'm gonna start by putting Loctite in the threads, because I don't want it to come out. All right, we're all set. So I found out why this axle is binding up. And this is the caliper that came with the bike. It was in a box. Clearly they tried to change the pads out, and they broke the stud off and bought another used caliper and put it on. Problem is they got the wrong caliper. So I'm trying to spin this, and it keeps binding up. Every 3/4 of a turn or so, it keeps binding up. And if you look down there, you can see the shiny clear spot. And it's not hitting on every one, it's only hitting on a few. And that makes sense because it's a casting, and castings are not perfect. So it's a little bit out of round on that outer edge of that casting, and I couldn't figure out why for the life of me. This thing kept binding up. So I looked at the old caliper, and the caliper mount bracket has that half moon cut out in it. This one is straight, and as you can see, it's been hitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off of here and put it on the one that's on the bike. So all together, I figured out the problem with the brakes, as you know. Let me put you in the stand here real quick. Well, actually, that's all in. Looks good. I changed out the caliper mount. Nothing's interfering anymore. Spins nice. Not hitting. Two things I want to tell you guys real quick. One is, when you buy a used quad, if somebody's worked on it in the past, you want to ask them if they have the spare parts, or if they have the parts they took off the quad. The parts tell you a story. One, why they took the part off, what failed on it, and two, if they have the wrong part or they didn't put it together properly, you have that part to fall back on. Now, if I didn't have the caliper bracket for the old caliper, I mean, I could have modified it and made it work, but it was just nice that I had it. It didn't cost me any money, and all I did was flip it out. So you can see here, spinning nice. The brakes are bled. They grab real nice. Everything's good. I painted the pipe. I used a high heat Rust-Oleum. It's good for wood stoves and barbecues. Got that back plastic on. Battery's all hooked up. Of course, it's dead. I have a new one on order. Should be here hopefully in a couple of days. Everything's hooked up. I got the exhaust back on. It looks good now that they painted it black. The grab bar's on. Everything looks good. Turn the gas on, the bowl's full. All you have to do now is wait till we get a charge in the battery, and we will fire this guy up. See if the clutch and transmission work. Tried that out yet. Running pretty good. Kind of happy with that. The chain needs to be tightened a little more, but I'll have to ride it for a bit. Put that wear in. Running a little lean because I don't have the air box on there and it's getting too much air. But I'll fix that. I'm gonna shut the camera off now. I'll just run for a little while longer. And that's about it.